And I'm live. Hi, everyone. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too loud. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and today I am going to unbox not one, but two of the KnitCrate subscription boxes. I have what I think, based on my shake test, is the KnitCrate membership box, and this one retails for, I believe, I'm like, I need to double check, $24.99 a month. That includes shipping internationally. And then I also have the SockCrate membership, which is $19.95 a month. Also includes international shipping. It's crazy. And so this is the SockCrate, sorry. So the SockCrate and the KnitCrate membership. And these are the two crates that KnitCrate dyes in-house. So they're hand dyed by the KnitCrate team. And yeah, they create multiple colorways each month. So even if you see spoilers, what's actually in your box is a surprise. And I know that I could, in theory, go and weigh my boxes, but I realized that since the SockCrate is one skein, it shakes differently from the KnitCrate. So therefore, that's how I figured out which one was which tonight. Oh dear. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you were able to join me tonight. Yeah, so, got my box opener. What else was I saying? Oh, okay, so two huge things. One, KnitCrate is having a sale. And I know, oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I was almost going to copy in the stream key. Okay, let me copy this into chat. It's a little messy. Okay, I just copied it into chat. My affiliate link to KnitCrate plus the sale. 40% off your first month with the coupon code Summer Moves. This is huge, 40% off. That's just unbelievable. And then, now this coupon code is good for the Membership Central shop. It's good for your first month of a new I'm not sure if it's for first-time customers. I don't know, but I think it's good for your first month of a subscription. It does not work on the new service. Now you can actually prepay for 6 or 12 months of your subscription at a time. And if you prepay, you get a discount. So there's like a discount per month. I think maybe it's about I haven't checked all of them closely, but maybe about $1 a month discount if you sign up for the 6 Club membership, and then it's a better monthly discount, or a cheaper monthly price if you sign up for the 12 month. And those ones don't renew. So now it can be a gift option. You can gift someone a year of KnitCrate and just pay for it up front, and they'll get their box every month. So that's something that I think people have been wanting a long time, to be able to give it as a gift. And I think that it's really nice that those options are available. But the 40% off code doesn't work on that. So yeah, I think that it's like, I'm really happy that they are offering. Indy, it's okay, puppy. I'm really happy that they're offering these options now, because I know there's been a request to prepay for a subscription. He's digging. I know there's been a request for, Indy, can you let me get a sentence out, puppy? Thank you. And there have been requests for a while for people to be able to prepay for the subscriptions. So I think that, yeah, I think that that's really exciting. And he's not going to stop. Hold on. Hey. All done. Thank you. All right. Well, let's start opening these guys up, because I know that that's what you want to see. And sorry about the puppy who's deciding to dig. Okay. So we've got my KnitCrate membership. And feel free to interrupt me with questions too. That's one of the perks of doing this live. And okay, let's see what we got. Don't want to show the theme. Even though we saw some of the goodies, the theme of the month is modern primary. I love rainbows. I am really excited, and I love the themes every month. So it says, explore a fresh look at the familiar rainbow with bold, intense color. Tangerine, grass green, and sunshine yellow play against navy and ultraviolet. Mix and match this month's pigmented hues with rich neutrals like camel, caramel, and stark white for perfect pieces that pop. Okay, so that is the theme. And now let's take a look at our, and it's soft, our yarn. Okay, so the colorway that I got, so this is the Knitology. This is one of their in-house colorways, and they produce their own bare yarn that you can buy. I don't get commission on that, but okay. So the colorway is called Dashboard. This is and the yarn base is bouncy worsted, and so let me just show you. Can you see that ply? Can you see just like how much bounce there is in that? It's really like the plies are thick. It looks like it's a 2-ply. Yes, it's a 2-ply, and it's really like fluffy and soft. Okay, so the colorway is Dashboard. It's 100% superwash merino, worsted weight, 180 yards to 100 grams. And the colors in here, it's like a seafoam minty green, my favorite hue of purple in the world, which I don't think it reads as purple on camera, but it's definitely a purple. There's a camel color, a marine blue, and that's basically the hues. Let's open this up and get a better sense of, yeah, this definitely looks, okay, they just didn't put the tag all the way through. This definitely looks hand painted to me. It looks like the colors are fairly repeating, and it's just pretty. This is a really, really pretty yarn. Yeah, so there's 2 plies. It's plied like Hawthorne. I think Hawthorne has more than 2, doesn't it? But okay, so the difference between this and Hawthorne has high twist, and so it's bouncy. But this is not a high twist yarn. This has bounce to it, but it's like it's more like soft. I guess if I was going to compare those, but so this is the KnitCrate membership crate. This is their flagship one, the $24.99, and in that crate you get at least 2 skeins of yarn, 2 100-gram skeins of yarn. And then we get 2 patterns, a knitting pattern and a crochet pattern. So it looks like our knitting pattern is a cowl. It's called a beach ball cowl. And so let me give you a little closer look. It looks like it's a lacy, kind of lacy project. And then looks like the crochet project is these yoga socks. So they're toeless and heelless socks, which is not something I've worn much of, but I think is a very interesting concept. And I don't do a lot of yoga, but I think that potentially having being able to be barefoot but still have sort of a sock on could have some kind of perk. So this looks like this one is knit in the colorway that I have. It's not showing up too well on camera. But oh yeah, I see the crochet and the knit. So those are the patterns. Jessica, not too much. I was just opening it up. This is the colorway that I got. The colorway is called Dashboard, and it comes with two different patterns. So of all of the different knit crates, this is the one that comes with a crochet pattern. So if crocheting is your craft, then this is the one that you would want. But the other thing is that there's always enough yarn in the kit to make either the knitting pattern or the crochet pattern. But if you want more, and if you want to do a completely different project, you can go to the, since you're a Crate subscriber, you can go to the Membership Central and you get a discount think a 25% off discount of the yarns that go into the shop. So you can order more, so you can dye more. So yeah. And then I think one of my favorite little parts is that at the bottom, it says, "What are you doing looking at my bottom? All the good stuff is up there." And I just think that that is cute. When they re-released the boxes, I was just really excited and I burst out laughing when I found that. Does the pattern take both skeins, or you can knit with one and crochet with the other? It varies. So in theory, you're guaranteed to have enough yarn to finish one of the projects. Sometimes the project is such that one of the project will only take one skein. But then sometimes there's a project like more of a shawl that absolutely will use up all the yarn. So I think that there's some variation in there. But the intent is that you would have enough to do one or the other. They used to have a separate crochet crate, and I think that they decided to combine it to make, so that way that's, I don't know, in fairness to people who do either craft. So yeah. They usually run out of the normal membership yarns though. It might not be your internet quality. I think that my live stream is not streaming super well, which is a bit of a bummer. They don't always run out of the normal one. Like, it looks like that they are in stock right now. Normally at the beginning of the month, you can find space in the crates again. Sometimes they're more likely, I think they run out of the artisan crates faster. So the artisan crates, which I've never tried, yeah, it looks like those are in stock right now. The artisan crates are a little more expensive, but those feature a different independent dyer every month. And I think that KnitCrate, the way that they interact with their independent designers and dyers, I really am a fan of the way that they do that, because they offer yarn support to their dyers. So therefore, the independent dyers, they have to cover the labor and the other materials, but not the yarn. And so I think that that's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know if it's your internet. I think it could be my internet. Hopefully, it's saying my stream status is not great right now, which is a bit of a bummer. Oh, the other thing, if you're new to this, and so, you might be wondering, well, where are the patterns? On the back of this card, I have some information about the yarn and about the designers. Usually there is contact information for the two different designers. Sometimes it's the same designer who's done both, but you have contact information for, pattern support stuff. Sometimes there's coupon codes to the Ravelry stores. But then there's also a link. And if you go to that, you can download the pattern directly to your computer, both patterns, directly to your computer, or you can import them directly into your Ravelry library, which I love, because that means I don't have to worry about saving the PDF somewhere, printing it now and saving it and not being able to find it later. It means that I can use it when I'm ready. It's in my library, therefore I can search for it, I can add it to my queue easily, and that just sort of makes it great. So I am a huge fan of the fact that I do not have paper I have to keep track of. But let's open up the SockCrate. But if you love one of the crates that I'm opening today, if you order now, you will get the July crate. If it's the last day of July, you will get the July, and you order and it's in stock, you'll get the July crate. But then you will be charged again, if you're on the monthly plan, you'll be charged again on August 1st, so that way they can get the August crate out to you. They don't show this month's yarns in the store yet. I would reach out to them if you have a question. Sometimes they don't put the extra yarn into the shop until not right away. Maybe, I'm not sure if they're seeing if more people get the, I'm not sure what they wait for, but it's not always in there immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but definitely email or call. I think they might have a phone number, but I think they have emails on their sites. Definitely reach out to them, and I'm sure that they would let you know when that might become available. Okay, here is the SockCrate. Ah! Okay, well, We've got the same card front because it's always the same theme through all the boxes. And it's got some information about the yarn and the designer. But let's see. This month, with the SockCrate, sometimes there's just one colorway. This month there are two. And I've seen what the pattern is, so I am really curious actually right now. Da-da-da, yay! I got the green. Okay, I love green. Okay, this is the Uru yarn. This is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway is called Heels and Toes. And I am very curious about this, and oh, bollocks. There we go. The tie had me stuck. So, this is one skein of yarn that's two colors. Or is it two? Is it two separate skeins? It might be two separate skeins. I don't know. Okay, let's look at the pattern and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you'll see why I was confused. So this is the pattern for the SockCrate, which I don't like the picture that they chose, although I do like the little like shaping at the bottom. It's high-lash socks. And I wish that it was a picture of the side view that they had on their website, because it's the sock has the lighter green as like the main like foot portion, but then the cuff, heel, and toes are a contrasting color. So I'm curious about the yarn and I want to take a closer look at that. What did you get? Yeah, they're definitely, that's why I think they're having the moving sale. Things are, okay, so now I'm curious if this is actually one skein of yarn. Yeah, I think it might be. So I am really curious. Okay, so I've got it pulled down here, right? So that's separate with the ties. But then yeah, it shifts. You can see the color shift from the dark green to the light green. And is it shifting twice? So I am beyond confused with how this yarn is working. Okay, so I see two ends here. My goodness. I don't understand how this works. Okay. Because clearly, unless like it is it looks like that you have a skein such that the middle is green and that the two ends are the dark green. I don't want this to like break the computer, but I'm confused. Okay, we are gonna try. I want to look at this pattern, and I don't usually do this. I'm typing in the code to add this to my library. And the picture that they have, I like the picture that they have up there a lot better than this picture. When you go to download it, I think that shows it off. Okay. And so then it was just like 2 clicks. Like I chose add it to Ravelry, and then I clicked again to, well, because it gave me the coupon code. Okay, I'm saving this PDF now, so that way we can see what's going on. Because this is cool, but I don't understand why you wouldn't just have 2 skeins. Yarn. So the heel and toes, 1 skein is needed for this pattern. The finished sizes, the gauge, and notes. Showing women's small. There's enough yarn in a single skein to add length for many sizes. It's designed to be worked using the magic loop and a 2 at a time method. So the advantage of this method is you can use the ball from both ends, and all elements of the sock will come out exactly the same size. So it features an afterthought heel. Okay, so it says, this yarn is specifically designed for this type of sock. For best results, wind the yarn in a center pull cake with the contrast color in the center and on the outside of the cake. Okay, so that is the case. For what we found from looking at it, so this yarn goes dark green, light green, dark green, because those are the contrasting colors. And so if you wind it into a cake, then that's the way it would happen. And so the contrast color at the center, but I wonder if it goes back and forth more. Because then, okay, it does have you break the contrast color and switch to the main color. So I don't know if then you would wind some off or what. Interesting. Okay. So I think that this yarn is really cool, and it has more applications than just this pair of socks that they showed. I honestly don't know why they wouldn't just give 2 different 50-gram balls of yarn in the 2 colors. Because in my opinion, this yarn is really cool, and I think has good applications. Like if you're going to do like some kind of shawl or something with it, that would be really awesome. But if you're having to cut it to swap colors back and forth, why not have 2 skeins and use a less complicated dye technique? Wait, you found it on Ravelry. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that it's an awesome, awesome yarn. I guess if I was going to design, if I found this pattern, which the pattern looks super cute, if I found this pattern and I was going to dye yarn specifically for this pattern, I would dye smaller balls of yarn, or, have enough for 2 pairs. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that, or you wouldn't even necessarily need to put it in 2. I suppose you could put it in 3 and cut it at the 2 breaks from the light to dark. So then you could have 2 balls of the dark green and 1 big ball of the light green. That way you could work from, although I guess if you're loom knitting, that wouldn't necessarily be needed, but it's a gorgeous yarn. I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm a little perplexed, honestly, by the design of it. But it's still gorgeous. It's got 2 gorgeous semi-solid hues and I like the color combinations. I just think that it's a lot of work for what the colors are. But I guess maybe it's not that bad if you have an automatic skein winder, because you could separate the 2 colors to dye them. I mean, I know that if I were to try to dye this exact kind of yarn, it would be way more complicated than it needs to be when you could just dye 2 different colors. So, but I am intrigued, and I might want to use this myself for something that isn't socks, to take advantage of this nature of the yarn. So, perfect yarn. Sorry. This yarn is called Heels and Toes, and the colorway is called Compact. So interesting. I'm curious how they did this and did so many, because they send out so many of these that it just feels like it's labor intensive. But it's beautiful and very unique from the other SockCrate yarns we've had so far. I think I've had semi-solid, I've had variegated, I've had speckled. There's been some really good variety in the SockCrate, which is a plus because it's all sock yarn. So it's nice that I enjoy the subscription a lot, because I think that it not only forces me to think outside of my color comfort zone, because when I'm left up to myself, I tend to pick the same colors over and over and dye the same colors over and over because they're my favorites. But I think that there's something that could be so inspiring by working with something that is not necessarily the color that you would have picked, but then you're like, ooh, I really, really love it. And so I think that there's something really, really fun about that. And also there's something fun about getting a yarn that you might not ever dye for yourself either as a dyer. So yeah, they've had some really cool like gradient ones. And yeah, so I guess I should say in the SockCrate, you are always going to get a fingering weight sock yarn. And it's always going to come with a sock pattern, just one pattern. And that is a knitting pattern. Whereas the KnitCrate membership, which is a little more expensive, always comes with 2 skeins of yarn. So 200 grams of yarn, plus 2 different patterns, 1 knitting, 1 crochet. And all of them include international shipping, and I think are just a ridiculous value for a ridiculously good value for what you're paying. So $24.99 for this KnitCrate membership. And where's my little patterny card? Here it is. And so then and then you get 2 different patterns with it. And so when they talk about on the back, they go through the value. And they say that the retail value for each of these skeins of yarn is $24, which is very on par for hand-dyed yarn. And then they value each of the patterns at $10, which is also a reasonable value for an individual pattern that you might buy from an independent designer. And then with a shipping value of $5, the total retail value for this one they have at $63. I honestly don't know how they can make it work to send out this much yarn and include shipping and the patterns and everything for just under $25, especially with the international shipping. But I'm glad they do, and I'm glad that KnitCrate sends this to me so that way I can share it with you. Because I think that the yarns are just absolutely gorgeous. And I've said this before, but if KnitCrate wasn't sending this to me, this is something that I would have on my wish list. The patterns aren't always necessarily something that I might make, but there's a bunch of patterns that I've gotten that I've really, really liked and that have actually gone into my queue. And I think that I like also, because if I decide I want to make something else, the patterns that come with the kit is also sort of like a suggestion or an inspiration. And so like I might be crocheting a poncho soon for one of the past kits and things like that. And so that's something that I might not have thought to do otherwise. The colors are a little deeper than a Monet. So comment says it reminds you. Yeah, it's like if you turned up the saturation on a Monet painting, then you might get this, because they're not really a pastel. So let me see. What weight is this yarn? So this one is worsted weight. And then I believe the SockCrate always comes with fingering weight. So here are the 2 yarns from the 2 different kits. I don't know about it being heavy worsted. It just says worsted weight for this one this month. Yes. So when you have the KnitCrate, the colors can vary. So for the KnitCrate membership, I've seen anywhere from, well, I guess there was 1 month when there was just one colorway, but I've seen anywhere from 1 to like 6 different color options that you could get in a month. Usually there's about 4 different colorways that you get with this one. With the SockCrate, I think this was the first month that I've been getting the SockCrate for a shorter period of time than the KnitCrate membership one. And with the SockCrate, I think this is the first month when they had 2 different colorways. Some of the other ones, there was just one option. But then with the Artisan Crate, there was 1 month where they had, I suppose you could have had like 12, I don't know, dozens of different combinations. Because I think there were 8 different colors total. And you were going to get 2 different colors, so that way you could do a faded project. And so you would get 1 light and 1 dark, so maybe not quite, but so there were just many, many different options of what you could get. And I thought that that was really, really cool. The KnitCrate one, so this one is 100% superwash merino. This is the KnitCrate membership. This is the, should hold both. This is the $24.99 kit. The $19.95 SockCrate kit is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And it is a sort of a lofty 3-ply yarn that's here. Yes, 2 months ago, was it 2 months ago? 2 months ago in the KnitCrate membership, it was just 1 color, which was actually, I think it's one of the Bare Yarns that twist, which is one that actually I've been wanting to order from their Bare Yarn site for a while, and I haven't dyed it yet, but I'm fully intending on over dyeing the yarn from that month, because if I like it, then I will be buying more for my videos and stuff. Yes, the international shipping. International shipping can be really hard. I mean, I have my own Etsy store. I can say, you know, that it is, you know, double even to Canada. And then, you know, I haven't shipped to Australia yet, so I don't know what the shipping would be like for there. But then shipping to Europe can be, you know, 4 times as much as shipping within the US. But I think that if you buy the KnitCrate internationally, it can take a little longer to arrive. But I think that they just have a good shipping, they probably negotiate some kind of shipping rate that works. And like, it blows me away that, you know, the like how much you get for $24.99. Yeah. And, you know, and then 200 grams of anything is enough to make so many different things. These colors are gorgeous. I don't remember which one, because I saw the four options. I don't remember which one I was hoping for, but I'm really happy with this one. Yeah, do you guys have any other questions? And I'm happy with the green too. I forget. Let me see. Yeah, I think that the other colorway is a red orange. And yeah, I know. And then there were some questions about when more of the yarn will show up in the Membership Central shop. And I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I've already said that I'm not entirely sure when they will add the stock to that. But in the past, I think it's taken a little while. And so it's kind of nice that if you love the yarn, and I believe that all of the yarns retail. So if you aren't a KnitCrate member and you aren't subscribed to anything, you can go to the shop, I think, and still buy yarn at some point. It's just, you'll pay the full retail value, the $24, and then you pay shipping too. But if you're a member, you get a 25% discount, which I believe that when you're logged in, the discount is just priced as marked there. So that way you can get yarn from, and sometimes they still have some left from past months, but you can buy extra yarn, or if there's another colorway you liked, you can get some of that. But you do pay shipping then. Yeah, but that's part of the fun. So actually, I think that for the KnitCrate one this month, I liked all of the colors. Let me see if I can get the picture bigger to describe them. Oh, come on. That is such a tiny picture. It looks like, so there's the one I got, then there's one that's like a oceany tone with a lime green, a teal, a blue, maybe it's a little bit of a purpley blue. Then there's one that looks like it's red, pink, and blue, and maybe a gray. I don't know, the picture is pretty small. And then there's an orange, blue, and red one, which actually my sister-in-law would really like because her wedding theme colors were blue and orange. Yes, you absolutely won't regret it if you do become a member, especially because you could get 40% off your first month right now, which is just ridiculous. I just am popping that into the chat again. I was going to the KnitCrate site so that way I could have it up in case there's a question. I could double check on the price of something. And when I saw this, I was like, because I have a standalone coupon that they've given me to share with everybody, ChemKnits 20, and you get 20% off. Forget that. You can get 40% off your first month. So that's just a really, really good deal. And unfortunately, that doesn't work on the prepaid plans, but I mean, I think that this would be a really good gift for a lot of knitters. So, for example, the KnitCrate membership is $24.99 a month. If you want to prepay for 6 months, you would get this at the equivalent of $23.90 a month. If you want to prepay for 12 months, then you're paying $22.90 a box. So it's a pretty good discount. And then they also have like rewards programs and points that you can get for like coupons off of your subscription and stuff. But the monthly plans, which until recently everybody was on, those renew every month. You get charged the first of the month. They'll ship out your box. You can cancel at any time, but if you want to stop, then you want to make sure you cancel before the end of the month. But the prepaid packages, those don't automatically renew. So I'm sure that they would send an email to remind you if you wanted to like sign up for another one or something like that. But that's a new service and I don't know too much about it actually. You hope you get School Zone. Oh, I haven't seen what the other colorways are called. I didn't check the blog. Yeah, I think that it's a great company. I even wrote, so, you know, they send me this so that way I'll open it and share it with all of you. And I have been so happy with them that I decided to go write a blog post of like the 10 things I love about KnitCrate. And one of my favorite things is that they really it seems like they have a real synergistic relationship with the independent dyer and the independent designer communities. And I think that it's a great way to get a designer, like share a designer's type of designs with a wide audience, and with dyers to also share their colorways. So on the back of these cards with the kits, you have some information about the designer. Sometimes the designer chooses to give you a discount on their Ravelry shop. And I know that personally, I am much more likely to purchase another pattern from a designer I've already tried before, because if I like someone's pattern, then I'm going to go and pour through and see what else they have. And so that coupon is going to make me look and see what else they've designed. And so I can only imagine that on the 2 different artisan crate options that you would also potentially have a link to the shop, whether it's Etsy or a standalone shop of the independent dyer. So that way, if you love the colorway, you could go and, I don't know, I think that it would be like a window, like a nice sample of an independent dyer. And that, again, the potential for repeat customers, I think, is probably cool. Now, my scale is nowhere that I have no idea what the capacity that they need for you to participate in one of these. But I just thought that it was very, very interesting and it was exciting. So, Do you know if you can put it on hold instead of canceling? That I don't know. I would contact them and ask if you could put your subscription on hold. My gut says no. I don't think so, because that's not something I'm aware of. And if it was, I think that I would have found that. But I haven't gone through and read all the FAQs recently, so I don't know if that is an option or not. But yeah, I've already got a question into them about the coupons. And what else? Oh, so yeah, I haven't ever tried the artisan crates. But there's two different artisan crates. There is the one called Artisan Crate, which is $39.99 a month. And so that one, I think, is very similar to the KnitCrate membership crate, except you get 2 skeins of yarn that's dyed by, instead of the in-house KnitCrate dyers, from an independent dyer, which can vary month to month. And then you get 2 different knitting patterns. One is a more advanced pattern, and one is a simpler pattern, more suited for beginners. And then you always get some kind of fun extra, which I guess sometimes have been tassels or buttons or something like that. And so that is what is present, I think, for the Artisan Crate. But then there's another option that is the Sock Artisan Crate. And that one retails for $27.99. Which also includes shipping. And so for that, you get 1 skein of fingering weight sock yarn, an exclusive sock pattern, and some kind of fun extra. And I think that, you know, there's some people who really love knitting socks, and you want to be guaranteed that you get fingering weight every month. And so that's why these sock crates, I think, are a great option. But if you're like me and you use all different kinds of weights of yarn, so far, I think I've received, I'm not sure if there's been bulky, but there's definitely been heavy worsted, sport, fingering. I don't think there's been lace yet. But it's been a really good mix, and there's been a huge mix of fibers. Some have silk, one had cashmere. Yeah, there's been like a really, really great mix here. And so it's been a lot of fun. Yes, I will happily show you guys the patterns again from the KnitCrate. Okay, so the crochet pattern is a pair of yoga socks, which looks like, I don't know if it's a double crochet or half double crochet. My crochet isn't up to snuff enough on that. But I also don't do yoga, but it seems like that there is some value if you need to be barefoot, but your feet get cold, to have something like this. And then the knitting pattern is called the Beach Ball Cowl. And it's definitely lacy. I honestly can't, from this picture, can't tell too much about the stitch pattern. But it looks cozy. And actually it looks fairly summery too. So not that you necessarily want to be wearing wool in the summer, but it does look cute paired with that tank top. So yeah, I think that I like the way that they did the like theme that they do, and sort of like the graphic design on the cards each month always sort of goes along with their theme a bit. And this one I think is just fun. It makes it feel sort of vintagey to me. And then where is it? Okay, and again, I don't think this is the best picture of it, but the Hyla socks is the pattern from the SockCrate, which is a darling sock. I think that this is maybe why they showed this picture, because it otherwise looked like a pretty simple, it's a sock. It has an afterthought heel, but then there's some, can you see that shaping on the bottom of it? And so that's a cute little detail that's really subtle, but probably would be nice for fit. I haven't knit too many pairs of socks, but I've knit a lot of Christmas. Actually, I have knit a lot of socks. They've just been in Christmas stocking form. I've knit a lot of those socks. Yeah, so like I'm familiar with a lot of the theory, but looks like some sort of mesh crochet pattern, the yoga socks. Yeah. But it could be, yeah, it looks like that there's like a stitch and then a chain and you're like skipping or something. But look at the one of them is pooling in like a really, so not the one where the toe is up, the one, the flat foot, you see how the colors are pooling, sort of like spiraling. I guess in both of them it's spiraling, but it's this leg I'm talking about just looks really, really cool. It's funny. My preference when I'm dyeing yarn for me to knit with myself is I like random non-repeating colorways a lot, because that way like there's not like I try to avoid like a regular kind of pooling pattern, because otherwise I'm like paying attention to it too much. For $12 you're willing to try the SockCrate? Yay! Yeah, because why not try it? I'm dropping that link in there, and then KnitCrate knows that I referred you. Now KnitCrate has been a pleasure to work with, and you know, if any of you actually are want to learn a little bit more about the affiliate program, reach out to me from, I don't know, maybe Facebook's the easiest, or Ravelry, or reach out and I can put you in contact with them to chat about it. But I mean, I think that basically anyone can, well, yeah, looks like stained glass. It does. Yeah. So I've enjoyed working with them a lot, and I'm happy because when the relationship started, they were like, oh, we'll send you at least 3 months. And I'm more than 3 months in. And not only that, but now, oh, let's make this. Not only that, but I'm getting this one too. I think the artisan crates are the ones that sell out, that tend to sell out faster. So those ones, I would love to try them to see what they're like. So KnitCrate, if you're watching, I would love to see those, but I think I don't really need 4. And so I think that the concept of those ones is very similar to these crates that you see here. So I think that, but I've already like opened one of these up, but it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the way that these colors are transitioning from one another without feeling muddy at all. I'm trying to like, aha! I found the, I always like to see, and I do this with roving too, I'm like, how was this folded while it was being dyed? So I like, it's one nice thing about being able to open something up is that you can get a sense of like, okay, there's like a pan, and get a sense of how they created it. I think I'll be crocheting an infinity scarf. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's winter for you right now. No, this yarn is really, really soft. So one other reason why I like this is because you can buy bare yarn from them. And it's sort of like a fun way to test out the different yarn bases, because I've been, I keep going in looking and I'm like, ooh, they've got some good mini skeins, and ooh, this yarn looks really interesting. So, but my stash is, my bare yarn stash is growing, and so I need to do some more dyeing. I think that this week I've been working on some like things outside, which means I haven't been doing as many like videos in the week as normally I might film. And I've also been using mini skeins mostly because I wanted to test a lot of different fiber types at once. And so I was like, it's been feeling like, man, I'm like, well, no, I've actually done a lot this week, but yeah. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. This is always so much fun for me to open up. I just really, like, they show up and I squeal. The bright teal box, you know it's your yarn. I mean, it does say, just checking, to say KnitCrate nice and big all over it. And so it's just a happy experience all around. And there have been some months where I'm like, okay, this yarn wasn't necessarily my favorite color of the bunch, but I was able to think of someone who might appreciate those colors. And then I start brainstorming about, like, okay, who on my knit-worthy list would enjoy this? And I just find myself inspired, and not just in the, like, ooh, how could I create something similar kind of way? Although sometimes I'm like, how did they make this? Could I try something like this? But yeah, it just makes me really happy. And I love these, like, slow getting to chat with everybody. Yeah, I'm glad you waited and opened with me. I know there's been a lot of unboxings this week, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. The first week of the month, and, well, especially if I've placed other orders, is I guess it's the second week of the month, whatever. The beginning of the month is busy, but yeah, I think I love this color. I don't know when I want to make. I just don't know. I know that, so now my conundrum is when I have knitting time, do I knit out of my own yarn that I've dyed? Because I know you guys want to see that. Or do I go spend the time and, like, pull some of these other pretties? So that is my ever debate. But hopefully, yeah, I'm going to have to start, like, scheduling, like, cast on time. So then, because I can never cast on a project while I'm doing something else, but if it's already cast on, then I can work on it. So, but anyway, thank you all for tuning in. And after I sign off, I'll drop the link and the coupon code in one more time, because you can get your first month for 40% off. You know, it's a great way to just try out one of the other. If you aren't already a member, try out a new crate. No, I said that wrong. If you aren't already a subscriber, you can join for less money, and so it's a lower risk start. If you are already a subscriber, maybe you can try out a different one. So I think that it is fun. But I'm curious, hopefully a lot of people also might start thinking about, well, gee, maybe this is something that I want to put on a wish list for the holidays. So if you don't feel like you can justify it now, it could be like a dream wish, because truly, it is so much fun to open these up. And not just because I'm doing it with, I don't know how many people are watching tonight, with a bunch of you. So, and yeah, and I had fun with the pre-chat too. So that was really nice. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I love this, and I'm so glad that so many of you are enjoying it too. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. If you are new to me, and I've been getting these every month, subscribe to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel, so that way you can get, and you can turn on notifications so you can know when I go live. I not only do unboxings, I will also do live dyeing sessions, and yeah, I publish pre-filmed dyeing videos regularly, so you don't want to miss those either. Okay, I was like, is she the wicked witch of the dyes? No, I'm the good witch of the dyes, but they're still my pretties. They could be my precious. But yeah, that's probably like a subliminal, like, wicked witch reference. She has pretty good socks, right? Or maybe her sister did. I don't know. Okay, you guys are awesome. I will When's the next live dyeing? Good question. Not currently scheduled, although no promises. Maybe there'll be an evening session next week, because next week I have blocked off from filming some new stuff, because I'm going to do some spring cleaning in the summer. And I'm going to do a lot of organizational stuff. So I've like blocked off like a week to do that. But I might start itching from the lack of playing with color. And so therefore I might see if I can like schedule something in the evening to play with some color. But I'll if I'm going to schedule something, I'll schedule it in advance. And so you'll be able to see that. So Glenda of the dyes, that's awesome. I love you guys. You are awesome. So thank you so much for joining me. I had a blast, and I hope to be chatting with you soon. Good night, everybody.